Guys, hello? I think the show's about to start, like now.
Hello and welcome to Behind the Plastic, a show where toy photographers talk to toy photographers about toy photography. I'm Zach. With us again tonight is Simon Toast. Everybody say hello, Simon. Hello, Simon.
Hello.
And Sully, not a bird, not a plane photography as usual. How you doing, Sully?
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Super excited about our guest tonight. Bring him up.
Well, I got to do my little intro first.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Bring him up.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we welcome a man whose name has become synonymous with mythic legions, cosmic legions, and Four Horsemen Studios in general. You all know him, but let's get to know him a little better. Everybody, please welcome 1/6 Shooter.
Awesome.
What's up, boys?
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh,
Thanks for having me on.
It is a tremendous honor to have you. Thank you for coming on.
Is it?
It is a tremendous honor. I don't use tremendous very often. I'm using it tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I do.
Man. 12 minutes on the clock. I wish it was more, but this is all we got. Let's go.
Okay.
So, Four Horsemen, Frazetta Girls, Spiro Toys. Who else? Mezco?
I did do Mezco a long time ago. I was before D got in there. I was doing some work for them, but it just didn't work out at the time for timing and stuff like that. But I've done like 1/6 stuff. QMX Toys did Star Trek figures for a while. I've done those, and Fox Forge Toys. I'm doing some stuff for them. Spiro, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Hoping to get to shoot those new figures. Those look great. Yeah, I mean a bunch of different things, man.
The list goes
been good.
on. And not to mention all the.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go solely.
How do you get in with these companies? Like, are you pursuing them, or do they see your amazing work and they pursue
going right
you?
to it. He wants to know.
I'm just wondering if they come after you, or if you like say, "Hey, Four Horsemen, can I photograph some of your stuff?" Or they're like, "Hey, Trevor, can you really photograph some of our stuff?"
Yeah. Four Horsemen was kind of the breakthrough. I went to them under the guise of it wasn't subterfuge, but I was working for Exclu magazine at the time, and I wanted to interview them. And they're in New Jersey. I'm in New York. So I went to ToyCon New Jersey and saw them there, and the coolest guys in the world, just nice, down to earth guys. Didn't know what to expect, but they're totally nice. And they knew my work, so they're like, "Oh yeah. I just want to get an interview with them. We'll set something up." So I think how it went is they invited me to G-Con, one of their first G-Cons, maybe the second or third one, I'm not sure. So I actually went to the studio, and was on camera and talking about the new, that was the Aerotheer wave, I think, at the time. And after the show, we just got talking, and they're like, we can't really do our photography. We don't do good photography, and we'd love it if you were interested. I approached it, but like they came back to me and said, yeah, we'd love to have you do that. So that was it for that. Stuff happened with that. Other companies saw that, and that's the steamroller thing. You know what I mean? Like It just kind of sort of comes. People come to me a lot now, but I don't really go out much because I don't have much more time. It's hard enough to get in one of my own shots. You know what I mean? Like getting in one of my own shots.
Yeah.
So it's good for now. I'm pretty good.
So are you? Oh, sorry, Simon. I know you got one. Go.
Sorry, it's a quick one. So when you say living, usually people ask how you're doing. You say living the dream. How does it feel to know that you're actually living the dream? Of all of it?
Yeah, I gotta say, like it's still work. You know what I mean? But like because there are deadlines and there are things that a lot of basic shots and stuff like that, and you still have to take direction. I mean, the Four Horsemen pretty much leave me alone for the most part, but there is direction there. So you're dealing with the client and deadlines and things like that, and sometimes you know how it is. You just don't feel like shooting anything. You don't have any ideas. But to bring it back to, it's pretty damn good, man. It's pretty good to be. I'm not exactly making a full living out of this yet, but it is a good part of my business at this point. So it is kind of nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of surprised to hear that. I mean, with the amount of toys that they produce and the amount of work you do for them, it seems like a full-time and then some job.
It's getting to be. It's getting to be. Yeah. Oh, I was just talking to Jeremy, who's the sales and marketing director over there, and talking about something I'm shooting right now. And then the next thing that's coming up, and then he threw another one that's coming up like right after that. And at the same time, I'm working on this book where I have to go backwards in time and shoot all the old figures, like 100 of them. Just turns for a book that they're producing that has to be out, sometime this year at some point. So it's getting to be. It's getting to be.
Available.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do your B-roll.
I think I have to start. I think I have to start like creating a studio here and sort of something, and like bringing on somebody as an apprentice or something. I'm not sure.
My God. I know a lot of apprentices who would kill for that.
Unpaid.
All right.
Yes, totally unpaid.
Unpaid. That's cool. Hey, let's talk about how you actually got into toy photography in the first place. And to do that, let's take a look at your first shot on Instagram.
I hate this part of the show.
I love it. Dude, are you kidding? This is your first shot? This is amazing. Back in 2016.
I gotta say, I've looked at other people's first shots, and I think that's a very rude thing to do. First of all, but I'm just kidding. It's not bad, you know what I mean? It's okay, at least, I mean, this is on my desk. Like, this is where I started. I was in forums for 1/6 figures, which was what I was collecting at the time. And, people take shelf shots all the time. Like, hey, here, I just got my X in, and put them in a cool pose, and put a shot up on your shelf. And I realized, like, I'm a graphic designer, so I've been using Photoshop since like version 1. I'm like, hey, I could take these things and put them into scenes and stuff like that, and do cool stuff like that. So I started doing that on there, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I could use my Instagram account for that. And I honestly thought I had invented a whole new like genre of photography. And I got on there, and I'm like, wow, this is a thing, and that was 2015, which. It wasn't that big a thing, but it was a thing. There was enough people doing it at that point that it was a thing. So it was pretty cool. And I jumped full, feet first into it after that.
At that point, who did you? That's right. At that point, who did you see on there that inspired you? Like, who was your mentor? You looked up to your mentor?
God, that was so long ago. I mean, there was like I mean. Johnny, of course, like was making waves there. I mean, I think he had an article like in the Wall Street Journal or something like that about him. So that was kind of like, wow, this is a thing. That's Sergeant Bananas, and Captain Chaos. A lot of the old school guys who are not on there anymore. Avanaut was, seeing Avanaut, who's amazing. If you haven't checked out his work. Just trying to think of some of the old school guys. I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't around anymore that were inspiring.
You've been around a long time, so you've seen people come and go, right? Is there like, do you see that often? Like, okay, I give them 2 years, I give them a year. I
wouldn't call anybody's longevity or anything like that, but this guy's gonna be gone. Now, what is amazing, like, I have seen a lot of people happen, and I think a lot of life gets in the way. Like, I know, like, even just, things get overwhelming, and it's why I see people posting. I used to try to post like every day. Yeah, that's nuts. You know what I mean? Or at least every other day. So I take my time. For me, it's quality over quantity. I do admire people. Who can put out great work on an almost daily basis, and I know many of those people. You know what I mean? So that's a knock on me more than it is a knock on them.
I agree.
But what is amazing? It is hard. Yeah. What is amazing though is seeing like people who are coming into it now, out of the gate, like having learned from people or at least viewed it for a while and played around behind the scenes, coming out with like incredible work that back in 2015 we all would have been like, "Whoa, look at this guy!"
Dude, right? Yeah.
Simon,
I cut you off earlier. What were you gonna hop in here? What were you gonna say?
No, that's all right. I was gonna say sometimes I'll see those people come around, and I'm like, "Is this an alt account? Like, who is this person?" They're just coming out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Come out swinging.
Like, yeah. Right?
Oh my God,
exactly,
we're getting down to the wire here.
Yeah,
We got to take a look at your recent shot. I chose this shot. I absolutely love this shot. This is just like perfection to me. It's everything I love about your photography. You know, it's the
Thank you.
lighting is spectacular, the composition spectacular. I think I read that you made that Dio wall behind it, right?
I did, yeah. That was a long time ago. I'm living and dying on that Dio wall because I haven't had time to make anything else. I'm just buying Dios at this point because I just don't have time. So
Not
it
a
is
bad
fun. I
idea.
love doing it though.
So
But yeah, I
in
like
2
this.
minutes,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, in 1 minute, before we get to
Yep.
the hot seat, tell us about how you approach your photography and how you make it look so damn good. What's your secret?
There's a little button in Photoshop. No, I don't know. Like it's lighting. There's. I mean, because I have a background in graphic design, there's a kind of a compositional component to it that I think is very important to me, and I agonize over that a lot. Again, I take a long time for things, so like it's.
Are you doing layers?
I don't know,
Are you doing
lighting-
this in all one shot. Like, are you doing all the lighting in one shot?
So in 18 seconds, I do the ACBA as much as I can. I do Photoshop work, but I don't try to add effects and stuff like that. Occasionally, I will take out a stand, but I try to do it as practical as possible. So that's that.
You know, I really appreciate. Oh crap! I took him out instead of the. I really appreciate your sense of timing here, but I messed it up. It's time for the hot seat.
Yeah.
Okay, Trevor.
All right.
Besides all the companies you've done work for, what's your favorite toy line?
Besides. Well, I guess at that point I'd have to say probably Hot Toys because I haven't done any work for Hot Toys. So I mean, they're great figures. Yeah.
Are you more of a sci-fi guy or like a sword and sorcery kind of guy? Which do you prefer?
That's an interesting question. My internal debate on that is constant, and I think I have to side with the fantasy thing. It's just been a thing since I was a kid. As much as I was like Star Wars bananas as a kid, D&D, even though I never really played it as a kid, I just love that genre. And Lord of the Rings, I think is still one of the best trilogies ever made. So, yeah, I'd have to go. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd probably pick fantasy. Yeah,
Awesome.
easier sets to deal with too.
Yeah. What do you love more about photography? Is it coming up with the idea and setting it up, or is it the editing post process?
I hate doing the setup. I mean, I like the idea, so I think I'd probably. I don't hate it. I don't know. I love the lighting. I like editing a lot, even though it's not a big part of it, because it's the final result, right? It's like the final result. It's like there it is. Okay, it all came together. Yeah. I do.
Okay, what toy in your collection would surprise people?
Oh, jeez. Maybe because I've never photographed it. I have like Hot Toys. I have the Hot Toys Planet of the Apes set with the big lawgiver statue.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say Barbie. Thanks for coming on.